NES Remix is a compilation of challenges from some of the games from the past released on December 18, 2003 in Europe and North America, and then the following day in Japan. This game was developed by Nintendo and IndieZero, the company who gave us Retro Game Challenge and Thief Rhythm Final Fantasy. You can play challenges from 12 games: Donkey Kong, Donkey Kong Jr., Mario Bros., Pinball, Golf, Clue Clue Land, Excite Bike, Balloon Fight, Ice Climbers, Wrecking Crew, Super Mario Bros., and The Legend of Zelda. By the way, am I the only one who doesn't like golf? Anyway, the challenges that you get usually consist of defeating a certain number of enemies under a time limit or get enough points without dying, but the first challenge in each game usually teaches you how to play the game. It can help people who never played the game before, but for someone who plays the games countless times, the sucker that tells you that you're playing as Mario can make you go, "Really?" But the remix challenges are the main focus. They're like the other challenges, but with a difference. In one challenge, you control two Marios, and in another, you play as Link in Donkey Kong, who, by the way, can't jump. You will never see these challenges in the original game. When you beat a challenge, you get ranked on 1 star, 2 stars, 3 stars, or 3 rainbow stars. You also get points for playing the game, and when you get enough points, you get a stamp to post on Miiverse. Before I forget, you also get tutorial videos for each game. Again, nice way to teach a player. And that's NES Remix for you. Why, you thought this review was over? Oh no, we still have to take a look at its sequel, NES Remix 2. But before we move on, NES Remix 2 was released on April 24, 2014 in Japan and the following day in Europe and North America. It was developed by the same companies, Nintendo and IndieZero. There's not that much difference between the games. You get challenges from the classics, only now we got 10 new games. Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, Metroid, Kid Icarus, Zelda 2 The Adventure of Link, Punch-Out!, Super Mario Bros. 2, Dr. Mario, Super Mario Bros. 3, Kirby's Adventure, and Wario Woods. Although they did remove the tutorial videos, but I don't mind. Wait, is that Luigi? Yeah, it is. This game was released in the year of Luigi, so you could find a hidden or not so hidden Luigi. Speaking of which, there is a game mode also celebrating the year of Luigi called Super Luigi Bros. It's just Super Mario Bros, but you play as Luigi, and the game is mirrored. Luigi does have his higher jump from the last levels, but he doesn't have his low attraction. There is another mode called Championship Mode, which is based off the Nintendo World Championship from 1990. First you have to get 50 coins in Super Mario Bros, then 25 coins in Super Mario Bros. 3, and then finally get the highest score possible in Dr. Mario. After that, you will be ranked in an online leaderboard. You know what? I think I might be able to do it. I will be able to be number 1 on the leaderboard. Wish me luck, everyone. No! And that's NES Remix for ya. But before I sign off, oh yeah, Some remix challenges have a music remix, and they are awesome. Anyway, this is Retrominimii, signing off. It's running, it's jumping, it's shooting, it's power-ups, it's hard, it's great music, it's 8-bit, it's Metroid. Nah, just kidding, it's Mega Man. Mega Man is a great series of video games, with great gameplay and music. And then they made a cartoon. And we're gonna watch it. Right now. Can't we watch Sword Art Online? I wanna watch Sword Art Online. Anyway, the episode begins at an airport when Dr. Wily and the Robot Masters attacked and took over the airport. And may I mention that Bomb Man looks like a duck?
They call me crazy, insane, mad.
Indeed you are. And because the police can't stop them, Captain Lee calls for Mega Man's help. My god, Mega Man looks worse than a game's box art. Never mind. But before Mega Man goes, his sister Ro wants to go too and help him. But Mega Man refuses and tells her to stay put. I may have mentioned that this scene reminds me of the Zelda cartoon.
I don't need any girl robots getting in my way!
Well, excuse me, princess.
You don't want a girl robot showing you up.
But before Mega Man leaves, Eddie gives him an energy can and he drinks it right away.
Let's jet out of here!
Aren't you supposed to drink it when you're almost out of energy?
Hurry, Mega Man! Dr. Wily's robots are taking over the control tower!
Dr. Light? Mega Man's already gone.
Men are all the same. Even the robots.
Excuse me? So then Mega Man showed up, and because Dr. Wily hates Mega Man, he sends the Robot Masters after him. But of course, Mega Man beats them. With one blast. I'm sorry, I don't remember Mega Man being that easy. Also, they have a habit of saying this.
Now you've got my weapon! Now you've got my weapon!
Now I've got your ice power!
Maybe you should plant some more brain chips into your robots, Dr. Wily.
So Dr. Wily got mad and decided to destroy Mega Man himself. But Proto Man wants to do it since they are both brothers. And so Mega Man and Proto Man fought it out. But while they were fighting it out, Ro comes and stopped Fireman with a vacuum arm. Damn, that's some strong vacuum you got there. But Gutsman and Cutman notice her and tries to stop her, but Mega Man moves her out of the way.
Oh no! I'm out of power!
Your Mega Buster does not run out of ammo! Use that! Or better yet, move out of the way! So Mega Man gets crushed and gets taken back to Dr. Light.
Oh, Eddie should have given him more energy cans.
That's right, Eddie. It's all your fault. None of this would happen if you were more careful. Also, wouldn't this be a great time to give Mega Man an energy can? While Dr. Light was fixing Mega Man, he started to dream about the past, and then we go into a flashback showing the past. The flashback begins with Dr. Light and Dr. Wily finished building Proto Man, when suddenly, Proto Man wrecked some stuff and didn't obey. Dr. Light was sure that there was a problem with the guidance system and decided to destroy the plans and build again from scratch. But because Dr. Wily programmed the guidance system, that made him mad. So Dr. Wily later stole the plans and built Proto Man again. Then 3 months later, Dr. Light built Mega Man, or Rock.
Hi, my name's Rock. Who are you?
Whoa, easy on the questions there, you just woke up. Dr. Light then showed Rock his sister, Ro. Dr. Light showed Rock and Ro 3 of the Robot Masters. Cutman, a logging robot, Gutsman, a construction robot, and Iceman, he never really explains his purpose. But later, Dr. Wily and Proto Man came to steal them, but they all noticed. Rock tries to stop them, and fails. Dr. Light then tells the Robot Masters to stop Dr. Wily, but he puts them under his control and kidnaps Rock and Roll. Dr. Wily attempts to reprogram Rock and Roll with a dentist-looking equipment, but Rock tells him about Dr. Light's super warrior robots that are after him. Rock then agrees to tell him how to stop them if he lets him go. And since robots can't lie, Dr. Wily believes him.
And then you shove it at them like this! See? Works every time.
Rock and Roll then escapes from Dr. Wily's fortress. Dr. Light then explains that his human emotions was the reason he was able to lie. He then began to worry about Dr. Wily and his robots, so he decided to build Rock into Mega Man. He also shows Mega Man Rush, his canine companion and transport. It then transitions back to where we are now, with Mega Man fixed. Mega Man then prepared to head back to the airport to stop Dr. Wily, but then Roll, not learning from her mistakes, wanted to come too. And Mega Man lets her join, since he knows that he can't stop her.
Full order of energy cans.
Didn't you listen to what I just said? So Mega Man arrived and a battle happened when Proto Man wanted to fight him again and took Gutsman's power. And another fight happened with Mega Man winning until Dr. Wily retrieved Proto Man and escaped. The president then congratulates them, and that's the episode finished. Thanks for watching. This is Retrominimii, signing off. Now, if you will excuse me, I have to question my life choices. Sometimes when we, the fans, ask for games, we just don't get them. Super Mario Galaxy 3, a remastered Spyro trilogy, a true return of Mega Man, another F-Zero game, and anything but Bubsy. Seriously, do we need this? But sometimes, we get what we want. We get games like Star Fox Zero, a remastered Crash Bandicoot trilogy, and finally, Sonic Mania. That's it! Where's my Spyro trilogy? While not a fan game, it was made by the fans, for the fans. And when I mean by the fans, I really mean by the fans. Christian Whitehead, who has done Sonic Retro, a great fan game from what I heard.
I don't have a lot of time to play everything, okay?
And his retro engine from that fan game is also in Sonic Mania. He is also responsible for the 2011 and 2013 re-release of Sonic 1, Sonic 2, and Sonic CD. Simon Tomley, the founder of Headcanon, who made the excellent Sonic Megamix fan game. Paragon and West Gaming, who did the unofficial Sonic 2 HD Remastered. T-Lopes, known for his excellent Sonic remixes on YouTube. And many more. And after many reveals and leaks, Sonic Mania was released on August 15th, 2017, and the following day in Japan. Oh yeah, the PC version got delayed. Let's go to August 29th, people, come on! Ah, much better. Now, where was I? Oh yeah. Now, because of how recent this game is, spoiler warning. Oh my god! This game is amazing! If you don't know by now, I love retro games, and this, oh boy, where do I begin? After the events of Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Sonic and Tails picked up some strange energy reading back on Angel Island. While it wasn't the Chaos Emeralds, it was very powerful, so they both went to check it out. However, a group of egg robots has beaten them to the strange energy, known as the Phantom Ruby. They then warped Sonic and Tails into Green Hill Zone, and transformed themselves into the hard-boiled heavies. And it's now your job to stop them and Eggman and save the day. Oh, and Knuckles. Now I must say, this game looks amazing. Like I said before, the game runs on Christian Whitehead's own retro engine, which allows for really smooth animations. And oh boy, is it smooth. Now in case you didn't notice by now, the game has a style that looks just like the 16-bit Sonic games. I love it, I love it, I love it! And the music. Oh, Studiopolis, Flying Battery, the special stages, they're all amazing. Let's move on before I get even crazier. Like Sonic 3 and Knuckles, you can play as 3 characters, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. Tails and Knuckles has the same abilities as Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Tails can fly to skip parts of the zone. You cheating Lil. Knuckles can glide and punch through certain walls, allowing you to play parts of the act that only Knuckles can access. Sonic got a new ability called the Drop Dash. This move is really helpful and it's satisfying to use. One thing I should also mention is that we got little cutscenes that you see before and after each zone, just like Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which is neat. Anyway, let's look at the stages. The first stage is Green Hill Zone. For the 20th time. But I don't mind, the stage is still pretty good. The first act is just a nostalgic trip, with a familiar, yet different, act boss. But the second act is quite different, as you go into an underground cavern with zip wires. Yeah, this will more or less happen in the returning zones, where the first act is very familiar, and the second one is very different. And the boss of the second act is the Death Egg Robot, which was the final boss in Sonic 2. Kind of sad. Oh yeah, and you can also set fire to some of the bridges. Chemical Plant Zone is just as fun as a world in Sonic 2. The first act boss is pretty— Are you kidding me? Why? Out of all the style boss, why this type? I don't like this type of boss, yet Sega keeps reusing it. Ugh. Anyway, in the second act, the poisonous water has now turned into bouncing jelly. We also got sticky sliding platforms and helix lifts. And we got an enemy that belongs to a different zone and game. Now, are you ready for this? The second act boss is Puyo Puyo. This is awesome, this is awesome. I don't know why it's here, but it's awesome. Next up is Studiopolis Zone, one of the new stages. We got so many lights, a few cameras, and a whole lot of action. This zone is pretty cool. There's bouncing thingy-majigs, Sega parkour machines, which makes me really hungry, and TVs everywhere. The first act boss is cool. The first hardboiled heavy, aka heavy gunner, tries to shoot you with missiles that you got to avoid, but only the red ones. Just jump into a blue one to knock them back at the other egg robots until all of them are gone and the heavy gunner is destroyed. All while you keep running because that's what Sonic does. Cool. The second act is pretty much the same. The only difference is Dr. Eggman's on TV, disturbing, a lottery machine, and the second act boss. Eggman attacks you with different weather and that's it. Now it's on to yes! Yes! Yeah! Flying Battery Zone! I love this stage in Sonic 3 and Knuckles and it's just as awesome, if not better, here. As usual, the first act is the same, but I don't care, it's still amazing. But the first act boss is called, and I'm not kidding, Big Squeeze. It fires its laser, but when it doesn't, just hit it. Did I mention it's called Big Squeeze? I can't get over that. In the second act, you go outside while it's raining with bottomless pits and another enemy from a different zone and game. The second act boss is a big spider. Instead of hitting it in general, you have to push it into the spikes, which is very interesting. Next we got another new zone, Press Garden Zone. We got boxes, bouncy conveyor belts, and machines that can crush you to your death. By the way, we're also in an old press making factory. Pretty cool. The first act boss tries to kill you with its saws, but all you have to do is keep leading it into the green and brown boxes. For some reason the snow boxes does nothing. The second act is kinda cool. Get it! Not much to say here. It's just snow, snow, snow everywhere you go. And we got more enemies. from a different zone. And is this gonna keep happening? The second act boss is a heavy shinobi. Ninja! You think you will be damaged when you get hit with a sword, but you just get frozen. Just hit him when he's in here. After the boss, you find out that Dark Man has once again changed Little Planets, not to be confused with Little Big Planets. By the way, in case anyone will ask, my favorite Sonic game is either CD or Mania. I can't decide. I could imagine an epic fight between the games. I request fan art on my doorstep by Wednesday at 5. Anyway, next is, yeah, keep them coming! Stardust Speedway from Sonic CD. This time it's not as awesome as it was in Sonic CD. But who cares, yeah! This time there's actually a new mechanic in the first act. The large capsules that usually end the act in Sonic CD is actually now just a way of getting through the act. And when the flowers has been released, it grows into a giant vine. The first act boss is pathetically easy. That's all I'm gonna say. The second act, wait, hold up. The second act is still Stardust Speedway. This time, there's nothing new in the second act, but you get to fight Metal Sonic again. I love you, Metal! First, it's a classic race. Ah, nostalgic. But then you fight tiny silver Sonics from the 8-bit version of Sonic 2. I would say enemy from Zona game, but so damn cute! But sadly, you have to knock them into Metal Sonic. Then we get another race with a wall of spikes halfway through. You would think that you would just have to outrun the wall of spikes, but you just have to keep hitting Metal Sonic. Just make sure you don't run too slow. Hydro City Zone also returns from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. The first act is more or less the same. The new things here are chains to pull, ignore Tails here, and boats to ride on. I travel the 7 seas, each one containing an emerald of great power that I should have. The first act boss is first try not to get crashed. Then you go into Eggman's Eggmobile. Sonic has become Eggman. Eggman has become Sonic. The world is too different. The second act is just the same as the one in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, except for a few whirlpools. The second act boss is yet again interesting. You get propelled underwater and you have to avoid the spikes and hit these switches. And then you get this boss. And it's just as annoying as ever. Mirage Zone is another one of the new zones. Oh hi Knuckles! Bye Knuckles! Anyway, in the first act, they're riding on the wind of the tornado, just like Sky Chase Zone in Sonic 2. The enemies are kind of interesting. I swear I'm gonna scream soon. The first act boss is one giant caterpillar, just head to head and nothing else. Knuckles, however, has an entirely new act. You get shot out of guns and go down barrels.
Do a barrel roll!
We also got... The boss of Knuckles act is the same one, but it's on the ground. His patterns are predictable, so you should have no trouble with him. The second act is a bit like Knuckles' first act, but this time you can run in water. In the second act boss, you fight Fan the Sniper, Bean the Dynamite, and Bark the Polar Bear. 3 characters I'm sure we all missed. The next stage is Oil Ocean Zone. Why this stage? It's not that bad. It's actually enjoyable. The one from Sonic 2 was completely annoying, but this one's alright. The only difference in this act is that you can set the oil on fire. First act boss is... well... how's he threatening again? Remember when I said that you could set the oil on fire? Well, once you defeat the boss, Smoke covers the entire screen that can drain your ring counter, unless you pull the switches. Kinda like Sandopolis Zone in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. You also go in submarines. Cool. The second act boss is hard and annoying. I don't know how to do it. Just do it.
Just do it!
Next is Lava Reef Zone from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Nothing is different here except for but I don't mind. Lava Reef Zone is still great, especially the music. Now it's just mocking me. The first act boss attacks you by trying to drill you, but when it drills, it starts to lose its armor and you know the drill. Oh, and watch out for fallen rocks! The second act is still the same as Sonic 3 and Knuckles. The second act boss is a heavy rider riding on top of a motorbug. Radical! The last returning zone is Metallic Madness Zone from Sonic CD. Like Oil Ocean Zone, this zone used to be annoyingly hard, but now, it's actually fun. Two of the enemies are doing different things now compared to Sonic CD. We can also switch between two different layers now. What is this, mutant muds? The first act boss is the final boss from the first Sonic game. I would say that's sad, but this boss was never hard to begin with. And besides, you got a second phase now. The second act is not much different between the first act in Mania and the second act in CD. But at least you can still be tiny. Aww, so cute! You can even fight the second act boss while small! You're just fighting a gumball machine that spits out two small Eggman bosses from previous games. And Amy Rose. Very deadly. The last new zone is Titanic Mirage Zone. It does alright for a final stage before the boss. We got plasma spears, bumpers, and rides with egg robos. The first act boss is the same as the boss from the Death Egg Zone in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Only this time, in the second phase, you're in a moving elevator, so jumping can be different. The second act is more or less the same. The only difference is that we've got purple haze that teleports you to different locations. The final boss is Eggman, hooked up to his giant machine. He's got a shield around so you can't hit him, but when he attacks, his shield is gone, and that's when you hit him. You will also get grabbed with holographic hands that will teleport you to one of the hardboiled heavies, which has been transformed yet again by the Phantom Ruby. But all you have to do is survive long enough and you'll be transported back to Eggman. Once you have defeated him, Knuckles here will help you escape from this exploding place. A small cutscene happens, and that ends the game. Oh yeah, I forgot to get the Chaos Emerald. But before I do that, I should probably mention the bonus stages. These bonus stages are the same as the special stages from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Some are ripped from that game, and some are completely new ones, I think. The gameplay here is the same though, but what you get is different. If you collect all the blue spheres, you get a silver medallion. But if you collect all the rings before getting all of the blue spheres, you get a gold medallion. But if you touch the red spheres,
You get nothing!
the special stages, however, are very new here. The graphics here remind me of the special stages from Sonic CD, and, well, any of the Sonic games on the Sega Saturn. In the special stages, you have to chase down a UFO, which has a Chaos Emerald. You have to collect blue spears here to speed up, and the rings to stay in the special stages. Don't touch the spikes though, avoid them at all costs, as touching them will make you lose your rings, and you could cause a chain reaction. You could lose your rings faster than you can say oops, and
You get nothing!
well, except for my charm points. These are so damn good, but they are so damn hard. I like how Tails and Knuckles look though. Too bad they can't fly or glide here. It would have been a whole lot easier though. But once you get all of the Chaos Emeralds, you will be able to transform into Super Sonic. Super Sonic is just as cool as it was back then, but now better. Anyway, once you collected all of them, you'll be able to go to the true final boss. When you defeat Eggman again, him and Sonic will get transported to a place without space or time. See? The Heavy Kid, now called the Phantom Kid, has now betrayed Eggman and has taken the Phantom Ruby for itself. But since Sonic has the Chaos Emerald now, the final fight will begin. And, get ready for this, Super Sonic can lose his rings! Well, as every game, he loses them all the time. But I mean, he loses even more rings when he gets hit with some of the boss's attacks. What a powerful Ruby this is. Also, Eggman tries to attack as well, but he's not much of a threat now. Not until forces. Anyway, once you defeated both of them, the Phantom Ruby reacts with the Chaos Emerald and sends the Ruby and Sonic to another dimension. It doesn't show if or how he made it back, but as of this review, there are rumors of this leading up to Sonic Forces. Interesting. Now, I wonder what happens when Tails and Knuckles get them all. Probably not. Yes! Yes! Super Sonic and Super Tails! Yes! It's not a golden shield! It's not a golden shield! Yeah! But wait! We're not done here yet! I got to tell you about other stuff, because you are the viewers, and you have the responsibility of handling everything I tell you. Like Sonic 2, there's a 2-player versus mode where you race against each other. There's also a time trial mode where you beat the stage as fast as possible. Here's one feature that most games don't have in time trial. A button that makes you reset the stage quickly. There are also unlockables. If you collect enough silver medallions, you get access to options like the Insta Shield from Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and the Super Peel-Out from Sonic CD. And even debug mode makes a return. Yes! Yes! I wonder what this Ooh. This is pretty cool. Not much glitches to find with this, but it's pretty cool. And then, there's and Knuckles mode, where you play the game, and your partner is Knuckles. And look! It's Knuckles, Knuckles, and Knuckles. What is this, 2017? Or 2029? And that's everything. Thank you for sitting through this. This is Retrominimii, signing off. But first, a Knuckles counter. And Knuckles, 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 Knuckles, 3 and Knuckles, and Knuckles, 3 and Knuckles, and Knuckles, 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 and Knuckles, and Knuckles, and Knuckles, and Knuckles, Knuckles, and Knuckles, and Knuckles, and Knuckles, Knuckles, and Knuckles is Knuckles. It's Knuckles, Knuckles, and Knuckles. But first, a Knuckles counter.
Oh no!
Shovel Knight. What a great game. Now, how should I start this review? I know. How about a little montage? Nice. Shovel Knight was made by Yacht Club Games, who previously did. And after Shovel Knight went on to do. Well, they published the Aswell Striker Gunvolt Striker Pack, so that's something, I guess. And after a very successful Kickstarter campaign, Shovel Knight was released on PC worldwide in June 26, 2014. And these dates and consoles. There are version-exclusive features between all consoles this game was released on. I'll get on those later, but for now, I'll be using the Wii U version. So let's start part 1, Shovel of Hope. The story begins telling us about two heroes, Shovel Knight and Shield Knight. One day, or night, while they were exploring the Tower of Fate, they discovered a cursed amulet that takes over Shield Knight. When Shovel Knight awoke outside the tower, it was sealed and Shield Knight was gone. He then went into a life of solitude. But now that the land was taken over by the Enchantress and her Order No Quarter, and the Tower of Fate is now unsealed, a new adventure begins. And once the game begins, puns! Yep, each time you start a level, you get a pun. Justice in spades. It's shoveling time. Let's get shoveling. For chivalry. Get digging. Dig in. Strike dub. Anyway, the first thing that you'll notice is that it's an 8-bit game. complete with an epic soundtrack. Oh yeah! The gameplay is simple. You attack enemies with your weapon, a shovel.
A weapon with mass destruction.
You can also aim your shovel downwards to do attack and bounce off things, similar to Zelda 2 and DuckTales. And don't forget to take up all the dust, kill all the enemies including the slime, and take all the treasure. Just take it. Take it, take it, take it, take it, take it! Take it! You then meet Black Knight. Steal thy shovel. When you've beaten that level, you'll then see the map, showing you that you got a lot to do. In a nearby village, you can buy magic upgrades and meal tickets, which you can trade for food that increases your health. Anyway, let's look at some of the stages. Not much to say about them in general. If you know the first level, you know what to expect. A stage where you kill enemies, collect gold, pick up stuff, reach checkpoint, and fight the boss. Oh wait, I didn't talk about checkpoints. When you die in a level, you drop some of your gold and get taken back to the nearest checkpoint you reached. You do, however, have a chance to reclaim them though, but if you die again without reclaiming them, they're gone forever. You can also break the checkpoint for gold, but if you do, you can't return to that checkpoint, so I don't recommend it. Each stage has a unique theme. King Knight's stage is the most regular stage. You are infiltrating a castle, and the only gimmicks here are fallen chandeliers and magic books that spawn platforms. King Knight is quite easy. Too easy. Spectre Knight's stage is a spooky place. You got ghosts and skeletons, certain parts of the stage that is so that you can't see, and those stupid electric fogs. I hate them. Spectre Knight is, well, a boss. With this boss, I recommend using a wand, one of the relics. And speaking of which, in every level you will find a blue chest that contains Chester, who will sell you a relic. You get relics like the wand, the horn, and the fishing rod that makes you look like big dickheads. When you've beaten a few stages, you get a scene where you have to catch Shield Knight and you unlock the next part of the area. Oh yeah, and you get to meet the Tropo King, half trop, half apple, and he does a dance for you. Amazing. In this new area, you also unlock the armor outpost, where you can get upgrades for your shovel, like hold the button for a powerful slash, or when at full health make a spark attack, and upgrade your armor to the silver one that when you hit something with a downwards attack twice, to make a powerful slash, or a gold one that gives you a sparkly jump. Plague Knight's stage is one big laboratory, with cauldrons, exploding rats, and other enemies that throw exploding vials. Plague Knight is a bit hard. He jumps everywhere while throwing explosive vials. Treasure Knight's stage is a submarine with crabs and Hi Chester. Treasure Knight is, well, another boss. Mole Knight's stage is an underground cave with moles and lava! Mole Knight constantly burns his way underground, so a few downward attacks should do. There's also the Hall of Champions, a place that's full of ghosts. All you have to do is use the orbs to get rid of them. Anyway, once you've beaten those 3 stages, you can move on to the next area. Tinker Knight's stage is one big factory, with gears and conveyor belts. To beat Tinker Knight, all you have to do is use this relic once, and that's it. Psych! After that, you fight him in his giant robots. Polar Knight's stage is an icy place, with rainbow bridges and walls. So many walls! Polar Knight is, well, another boss. Propeller Knight's stage is the hardest. You're in an airship, the stage auto-scrolls, and the winch changes its currents. Constantly. You will die a lot. Propeller Knight isn't as hard as his stage, but it's still hard. He propels you towards him, he propels you in the air and strikes you, and he propels himself in the air. I guess they call you Propeller Knight for a reason, huh? Once you've beaten all of them, you will have access to the last 3 stages. All of them are kind of hard. The boss of the first one is Black Knight again. Steel Dice Shovel. The boss of the second one is a fight with the Order of No Quarter again. But since you're upgraded, this shouldn't be too hard. The third stage is just the boss, the Enchantress herself. Once you defeated her, it is revealed that Shield Knight was possessed. You then fight the true final boss with Shield Knight, known as Remnant of Fate. After the fight, Shovel Knight gets knocked unconscious while Shield Knight blocks off the attack. She then asks Black Knight to bring Shovel Knight to safety, and so he did. After the credits, it shows us that Shield Knight made it out alive. There are also some extra content. There is a co-op mode available to all home consoles. It's not that helpful, but hey, at least it's not new Super Mario Bros. Wii. You can also scan in a Shovel Knight amiibo to play as your own custom Shovel Knight. You can't get any upgrades or relics normally while playing in this mode, but well worth it. You can get experience points every time you collect gold, and when you level up, you get health and magic upgrades, relics, including new ones, different colored armors, effects while walking, and animations when you hold down. Oh yeah, you can also get Fairy Death also when you use your amiibo. There's also a challenge mode where you try to beat certain challenges. There's a gender swap mode. Not much to say. When choosing a file, you can also input cheat codes that gives you some abilities, like moon jump, different color armor every time you jump, and become giant. And butt mode, for none shone brighter than butt and shield butt. When a cursed amulet rots a terrible butt. Steal thy butts. Butt justice. There are also some console exclusive extras that I will be talking about right now. But I won't be talking about them too much since I only own the Wii U version and I don't even have a PS4. Shut up, Noah Echo!
Jealous?
The 3DS version has a Street Pass arena, where you have to collect more gold than your opponents. In the PlayStation consoles, you get a boss fight with Kratos from God of War, and in the Xbox and PC version, you get a fight with the Battletoads from, well, Battletoads. There's a battle mode planned for all consoles except for 3DS and PlayStation Vita. And that's it for part 1. Thank you for watching. This is Retrominimii. Did you really think that I'd be late for the Halloween special?
You did, Retro.
What?
Halloween was last month.
Oh. Well then. Welcome to the Christmas special.
December's a month away, dude.
It's November, shut up! Undertale started out as a ROM hack for Earthbound, which is a game that I've never played before. Shut up. And then it went into a Kickstarter campaign as a non-run hack game, reaching 10 times its goal. Damn! It was made by Toby Fox, who previously did the music for a webcomic called Homestruck. And that's it for development. Undertale was then released on PC worldwide on September 15th, 2015, and then recently on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita on August 15th, 2017. The story begins when monsters and humans live together, but then one day, a war began between them, with the humans being victorious. They then sealed the monsters underground with a magic spell. Many years later, in the year 2016, what? A human child, aka me, climbed to the top of Mount Ebot and fell into a giant hole which leads to the underground. You then meet Flowey. Flowey the Flower, who tells you about these friendly pellets that will give you love, which is a way of leveling up. Well, okay then, I need some love. Wait, what just happened?
You idiot. In this world, it's kill or be killed.
Oh. Well, this is the end of the review, I guess. You then get saved by Toriel, the caretaker of the ruins. She then guides you through the ruins puzzles. But after what just happened, it's hard to trust anyone anymore. It's also here where you get introduced to the gameplay. Like any RPG game, you get a random encounter, but unlike any RPG games, the way you dodge your opponent's attacks is more like bullet hell shooters. No more taking hits just because it's opponent's turn. No more hitting the same button just to get the fight over and done with. No more taking turns. Oh wait, that still happens. Another interesting thing is choosing whether or not you want to fight. You could choose to kill your opponent, but you could choose not to fight if you want to help them using the act option and then spare them. There are also 3 main endings. The neutral route, which is not doing what the next 2 routes want you to do. The genocide route is where you have to kill everyone. What was that? The pacifist route, where you have to spare everyone. You cannot fight. You cannot die. You just got to survive. For the fans to be surprised. 49 and counting. I'll be talking about all 3 routes, starting with the neutral route. She then tells you that this is your new home, but you still want to go back to the surface. She then blocks the exit, trying to protect you from someone called Asgore. You then go into a battle, in which I kill them. You then leave the ruins where the name of the game appears, just in case you've forgotten what you're playing. And after that, you meet Sans.
The gold will be cushion in the head.
You also meet Papyrus, Sans' brother. My god, I think they're the best characters in the entire game. Sans is supposed to be looking out for a human, but he helps you out instead just because he is so lazy. Papyrus is the one who wants to catch a human so he can join the royal guards. Oh, and he likes to make spaghetti.
I hope she made lots of spaghetti!
You participate in his puzzles, all of which is easy for various reasons. You then reach Snowdon, the first town that you'll see. And the last. Because we don't need no towns. You then fight Papyrus. But first... What? Flirting? So you finally reveal your ultimate feelings? Well, I'm a skeleton with very high standards. Yeah, did I mention? This game is weird at times. Oh yeah, every boss fight has a gimmick, except for the first and last one. In this one, there are blue attacks that can't hurt you when you're not moving. Oh no! Help me! You're blue now. That's my attack. Oh. Then get given the gravity, where you can only move on the ground and jump. And then I spared him. And guess what you do next? You go on a date with Papyrus! I'm starting to regret flirting with him now. But whatever, I'm ready for this. I changed my mind, I'm not ready! He then confesses that he doesn't love you, but we are still friends. And he gives you his phone number for when you need his help. Wow! Oh yeah, I got a phone from Toriel. I forgot to mention that. And then I called him. Have you heard of something called a door? Wait, don't worry, I'll draw a diagram for you. You then go to the waterfall where you meet Undyne, head of the Royal Guard, and the Monster Kid. Undyne wants to take your soul along with 6 other human souls so Asgore, who is king of the monsters, can become God, break the barrier between the underground and the surface, and kill all humans. She then tells you about how it all started. You then fight her, and the gimmick is green. You can't move at all. You can only move this little barrier that can deflect the spears. But once you're red again, run. Unless you want to kill her. Even if she catches up to you, just keep running until you reach Heartland. Once she's fainted, pour water on her. In the Heartland, you meet Alphys, the royal scientist. She was watching you through the big screen there ever since you left the ruins. She was supposed to stop you, but she now wants to help you. You also meet Metaton, the entertainment robot that apparently has been turned into a human-killing robot by Alphys. Go through puzzles with Alphys helping you with Sunk through your new phone that Alphys has upgraded for you, which has texting. My god, texting! You occasionally run into a Metaton who tries to kill you in an entertaining way. A quiz, cooking show, and even a musical. Eventually, you meet Sans again, who tells you that he made a promise to someone to protect you. You then reach the core, the place that will lead you to the exit and Asgore. Not much else to say. Before you exit the core, you meet Metaton again, who tells you that Alphys has self-inserted herself into the story and have Metaton pretend to kill you so she could feel important. But now, Metaton wants to kill you for real, take your soul, cross the barrier, and become famous on the surface. Because apparently anyone with a human soul can cross the barrier. You then fight him, but your attacks are useless against him. Even the yellow shooter mode won't work. Oh yeah, Alphys gave your phone another upgrade that lets you shoot. Sorry that I didn't mention that either. But you then push the button on the back of Metaton to make him vulnerable. And I killed him. Oh yeah, halfway through Heartland, you fight a spider named Murphit. And I killed her. You can only move on the purple lines. It would be nice if I stopped forgetting things. Alphys then tells you that a human soul isn't strong enough to cross the barrier, and that you need both a human soul and a monster soul. Before you meet King Asgore, the monsters tell you why he's doing this. A long time ago, a human fell down here. The king's sons, Azrael, found him. They treated him as their own, and the underground was full of hope, until one day, he was sick. He requested to see the flowers from his village, but there was nothing that they could do. The next day, he died. Azrael then absorbed the human soul and crossed the barrier. He took the human's body to the village and placed it on a bunch of flowers. The village then attacked Azrael because they thought he had killed the human. Azrael had the power to kill them all, but he didn't. He then came home and died. The king decided that it was time to take action. You then meet King Asgore, who seems like a very nice person, but he knows what must happen. So then you fight him. Once he has nearly been defeated, you get the option to kill him or spare him. I then spared him. Should I tell him, guys? What? Wait, what? 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 I thought I chose to spare him. Flowey? Flowey then takes the 6 human souls, along with the king's soul, and crashes the game. And by the way, yeah, that's my background. Shut up, I'm proud of it. You then have to start Undertale. What? 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 Flowey Tail?
It's over 9,000!
Flowey then deletes your save file and replaces it with his own. Ew. You then fight Photoshop Flowey, while occasionally getting help from the human souls. And let me tell you, this boss is hard. Your attacks against him are useless, but after getting help from all of the human souls, they reduce his defense so you have a chance. And once you've beaten him... Oh, come on! He then kills you. Multiple times. The power of save files. You then call for help one more time. The souls then escaped Flowey, turning him back into a flower. You then get the option to either kill him or spare him. And I killed him. And now it's time for a passive route, so let's...
Hello, it is I, Retrominimii. I am Retrominimii's evil clone, and we are doing the genocide route. In the genocide route, you kill everyone. But to put it another way, you have to kill enough enemies in an area, and once you do, no enemy will come, and you get this lovely music. You also have to kill the bosses. Whoa, I knew I was strong, but I didn't know I was that strong. Yeah, apparently you instant kill every boss. Wow! After the ruins, you will notice a few differences. The music is slower. The save points tell you how many enemies there are left. Everyone is scared of you, and you ignore everything because all you care about is to kill everyone. And every turn, you even attempt to kill Monster Kid, but get saved by Undone. And you kill... What? What? Okay then. Finally, a real boss fight. A really hard boss fight. And once you kill her, she tells you the Alphys has evacuated everyone. Apparently not everyone listened. You then continue the killing streak, and before you meet the king again, Sans blocks the way, and you go into a fight. Now watch this. What a cheap shot. You then fight the hardest boss ever, all while listening to a killer theme. He dodges every attack you throw him, but he can't keep dodging forever. Eventually, he will show you his special attack.
Yep, that's right. It's literally nothing, and not going to be anything.
You then kill him, the king, and Flowey, who begs for mercy. Retro? Retro then asked if you want to destroy what's left of the underground. And I said yes. Whoa, what's happening? And, of course, the game crashes again. Really? Anyway, I'll go now. See ya.
Oh no, did he do the genocide route? Once whatever happens, you have to sit through a black screen with wind for 10 minutes. 10! After that, you get an option if you want to bring back this world in exchange for your soul. Just say yes, because if you don't, you will have to wait another 10 minutes for the same choice. After that, you start the game over again. Now, time to start the pacifist route. In this route, you can't kill anyone. Don't even use the fight option. Just use the act and spare option. You also have to do other side quests. There are special ways to spare the boss though. To spare toil, just keep choosing spare. You already know Papyrus, plot, date, rejected. In Waterfall, save Monster Kid from falling to his death. Then spare Under in the same way I did. But after doing so, go to a house where Papyrus is waiting and complete the hangout. What? See, Bubsy? I just remembered. I have to go to the bathroom. You two have fun. To spare Muffet, just don't die. To spare Mettaton, Just keep posing to raise the ratings to 10,000. Mettaton then realized that if he leaves the underground, everyone there will have nothing to watch. Once you've reached Asgore, backtrack until you get a call from Undyne to deliver a letter. Just remember not to read it. Deliver the letter to Alphys and go on a date with her. Another one? Later she reveals that she loves Undyne and not you. Rejected again! You then go to Alphys' lab and go through a door that leads to the true lab. There you'll see deformed monsters. It is also here where you can't go back from the Pastis's route, and you can finally kill monsters. Of course, I'm an idiot, so I kept sparing everyone. You then learn from Alphys that she has been injecting monsters with determination, the thing that persists a soul after death. It mostly works, but their bodies cannot handle determination like humans can, and fused with other bodies. Alphys didn't tell anyone what happened, as she was afraid that she might hurt their feelings. Later you meet her again and she tells you that she will now tell everyone what has happened to the monsters, and sends them home. You then go back to the king to start the fight again, but everyone stops you and him. Everyone is gathered around, showing you how many friends you made. You then get interrupted by Flowey once again, and he absorbs everyone's souls. He then gets a body and reveals that he was Azrael Dreamer, the king's son. You then go into a fight, and even if you get killed, you refuse to die, and you keep on going. You then save your friends and then Azrael. After the fight, it is revealed that you are not Retro. You are Frisk, and Retro was a fallen human. Azrael then breaks the barrier, and you wake up. Everyone then goes to the surface, and you get a choice whether you want to see the rest of the world, or if you want to stay with Toriel. I chose the latter. You then get the true credits, and that's the... Wait, what? What? You again? Oh. You then get a minigame where you have to avoid the names of the people who supported this game on Kickstarter. Of course, I'm an idiot, so I went for the names. After that, you get a small cutscene of your last choice, and that ends the game. What? What? Okay. Apparently if you do the genocide route, the cutscene will have this. Damn you, Retrominimii. I've barely scratched the surface of what's in this game. Even ones I'm not known about. But this review has to end now. Thanks for watching. This is Retrominimii, signing. Even ones I'm not known about. But this review has to end now. Thanks for watching. This is Retrominimii, signing. What is it, Noah? Why did you kidnap me?
To get revenge on you.
Okay. Today I'll be reviewing Bubsy, because Noah Echo wants me to get his revenge on me for reviewing Sonic Mania, without knowing that I even had that game. It's a long story. But can't he think of a better way to get his revenge on me, like Eco the Dolphin or something? I hate that game. Like, why? This game shouldn't be that bad, right? What could possibly go wrong? Bubsy was made by Accolade in an attempt to be the mascot of this company. Accolade also made games like Balls. Bubsy and Claw's Encounters of the Furried Kind was released on Super NES on May 1993 in North America, October 28, 1993 in Europe, and June 17, 1994 in Japan. Just 1993 for a second though. The story is very stupid though. An alien race known as the Woolies wants to steal every ball of yarn on Earth, and Bubsy has the biggest collection. And because cats like ball of yarn, Bubsy sets out to stop them and reclaim his balls of yarn. So yeah, no real threat, no destroying the planet or kidnapping anyone. Just get the collectibles back. Alright, enough talking. Let's play!
What could possibly go wrong?
Huh, I said that before somewhere. You start out with 9 lives. Get it? And the goal is like most platformers. Just get to one end of the level in one piece. But good luck with that because everything kills you in one hit. One hit! It wouldn't be so bad if Bubsy did run so fast and if his jumping controls weren't terrible. It's hard to explain, but when he jumps, he keeps his momentum. You can change it slightly, but it goes back to that momentum when you let go of the button. And let me tell you about the falling damage. Falling damage! In a 2D platformer! The only way to save yourself is to glide. Gliding. Let me remind you that this is a bobcat that glides. What? No. Can't let nor echo win. I will beat this game and I will enjoy it. After all, I like Sonic 06. What can possibly... No, I am not doing that again. The game has 16 chapters with a theme for every 3 chapters except for the last one. A normal everyday Greenland, a carnival, a train with a desert halfway through, a waterland, a forest with trees, and finally, space! Along the way, you'll meet the woolies, as well as killer food, swag giraffes, egg bombing birds, bees, beavers, and to kill them, well, most of them, you jump on them like Mario. Let's go! Yahoo! Also, for some reason, when you kill an enemy, you get cartoon cloud fights, even though you killed them before it started. The enemies are a bit annoying. What? I didn't touch him! But your worst nightmares are the cheese and eggs. The cheese come out of nowhere with a big hitbox. The eggs again come out of nowhere, but with small hitboxes. And yes, boxes, because they come in numbers. And let me remind you that you die in one hit. The music and visuals are good for the time, but they are so repetitive. The humor is so bad, and it's everywhere. The death animations, which to be honest, is not all that bad. And every time you start a level, he says something.
More like a bridge too short. Hey, whatever blows your hair back. Hey, I thought I saw Elvis back there.
Shut up! The difficulty is, wait for it, you die in one hit. But you probably know that by now. You could die from anything. The enemies, food, sparks, bottomless pits, falling damage. Now let me tell you, you're going to need a lot more cats to beat this. Getting lights is hard enough. You can get them from shirts. Yeah, shirts! Buy them now at Amazon. But you can also get them from collecting balls of yarn. Yeah, 500 of them. Let me know when you're crazy enough to do it. And every time you die, he says the same line of the level.
Somebody dial 911.
Would you shut up? The battle continues, but they are so rare to find, and once it's game over, it's back to the title screen. Play again, video game now team! I can do this. I can do this. Luckily, you can enter level codes. Don't worry though, I won't skip any levels. Actually, do worry. I'm in pain. I hate the water levels. You can't swim in there, which is logical as he's a cat. But there are platforming segments in them. Why? But either way, stay on the higher path. If you take the ride on the logs, prepare to have one heck of a ride. The worst levels are the tree ones. The goal isn't just at the end of the level, oh no. It's on top of a tree at the end of the level. So you have to keep jumping from tree to tree, up, and up, and up. And make one mistake, you go down, down, down. And even if you survive, you still have to start all over again. By now, you would think that the bosses would be hard, but they're easy. Too easy. Though, to be honest, I need a break after all that. Also, bonus stages. Yay!
Well, are you still playing this thing?
I know, I can't believe it either. The last level is going into a spaceship. And out. And in. Rinse and repeat a few. And lava! But it's just like normal water. There are levers to pull, teleporters to go in, and cheese and eggs to avoid. And finally, the last boss. No matter what, I can't beat him. Her. It. And the level is so long, so when you get a game over, have fun playing the level again. Okay, one more try. If I don't get this... What? What? Did I win? What? What? What is this? A stage set? It was just a stage set? It wasn't real? You're going to throw down Super Mario Bros. 2 Dream Crap and say it was all for nothing? That's it! I hate this game! What were they thinking when making this? Whew. Now, what did I miss while I was gone?
Christmas special?
Shut up!
Kirby, that's the name you should know. Kirby, he's the star of the show. He's more than you think, he's got maximum pink. Kirby's the one. He comes right back at ya. Give it all that you got. Give it your very best shot. He'll send it right back at you for sure. Yeah!
Kirby! It's a Kirby game! Kirby! One day, there was a man called Masahiro Sakurai, who made the almighty Super Smash Bros. Series, and the Kirby series! Starting with Kirby's Dream Land, a game designed for anyone to pick up and play, and then the sequel, Kirby's Adventure, for the NES. Not the Wii, not the Wii. Another day.
Retro, what about Kirby on Super NES, where Kirby froze up?
Noah. You kidnapped me. Get out of my house. This was released in March 23rd, 1993 in Japan, May 1st, 1993 in North America, and December 1st, 1993 in Europe. Okay, story time with Papa Retro. In a magical place called Dreamland, there is a fountain known as the Fountain of Dreams. Then one day, Kirby notices that the Star Rod, which is the source of everyone's dreams, was taken from there by Kindy D and has broken it into 7 pieces. And now Kirby sets off to find the pieces. Remind me never to do Papa Retro again. Now, before I talk about the gameplay, my god, look at this! The game's visuals are amazing, and this was on NES! Sure, it was near the end of the NES lifespan, but look at this! The music is pretty good too, and very catchy. Now, the first thing that you'll notice, apart from the looks, is that Kirby sucks. Wait! Hold on! I meant his ability sucks. Wait! What I meant is what he does sucks. Somebody help me!
You suck!
Kirby has the ability to suck in his enemies and swallow them whole. No, Kirby, you can't have my pizza. I paid a lot of money for it and I want to eat myself and help me! You can also spit them out. You could do that in Kirby's Dreamland, but what's new here is that you could copy their abilities. Well, most of them. This can vary from abilities like Sword, Beam, Cutter, Fireball, Hammer, Spark, Crash, and Goddamn Mike! But not all of them are great. Here's the Light ability. That's it. The Ball ability is nothing but a sign saying hit me. Wait, how about sleep? What? Where am I? Oh yeah, the review. The enemies can range from cute to weird. I mean, just look at the waddle-dees. Look at them. Look. They have a parasol. A parasol. How adorable. I just want to eat up and take his ability. Oh. This one is weird. It's a tile with eyes. This is a fish. I hate seafood. Now I don't even know what this is. Oh look, it's a bomb. Wait, a bomb? Take cover! There are mini bosses as well. They're pretty cool. Some are easy, like a bigger wheel, an ape with a hammer, Mr. Frosty. No, that Mr. Frosty. And Puppy Bros SR. I don't know what it stands for. School was never my turn. But some are hard, like the giant bug, and a turtle. And yeah, that's a turtle. This is the artwork. There you go. One thing I'm confused about is Midnight. Don't get me wrong, he's the best character in the entire franchise. But here, he doesn't seem to know if he's good or bad. He appears for mini bosses where he summons overnight, but he gives you a lollipop. What does it do? It makes you hyperactive and not forget to join this music place. Oh yeah, I nearly forgot about the mini games. In the hub world, there are mini games to play. There's a crane game, where you try to get a Kirby to receive lives. And the luck is exactly like any other crane game. There's also Egg Catcher, where you have to eat the eggs but not the bombs. I really like this one. And then, there's Quick Draw. I suck at this one. And finally, the arena, where you have to beat the mini-boss, and what you get? Health! Okay. There are secrets on some levels. Once you find a secret room, you will find a secret button that unlocks a secret world that unlocks a secret door in the hub world. How secret? There are also museums where you can get a free ability, and walkthroughs where you can easily go to any world. Okay, time for the bosses. Wispy Woods is very easy. Please save the trees. Paint Roller is an interesting one. He brings his paintings to life. Not much to say. It's a good boss. Mr. Sean and Mr. Bright is, well, a boss. Krakow is another great boss, as long as you have the right ability. But getting to the boss is a waste of time. Why is this here? Heavy Mole is, well, another boss. Metanite is a damn good boss. He throws you a sword that you have to fight with him. It's not even an option, he won't fight you until you grab that sword. The fight itself is pretty cool. It's basically two swordsmen fighting. And once you win... it's a Kirby! Now, before I talk about the last boss, I should tell you about the levels in the last world. All the levels in Kirby's Adventure are pretty good, but by the time you get to the last world, you'll see that they just got lazy. Except for two levels, the second one and the last one. The second one is basically all the mini-bosses. Good luck. The last one is Kirby's Dreamland on the Game Boy. Neat. Anyway, Kennedy. He's basically a fusion of Kirby and Ape with the hammer, as he uses his hammer to attack Kirby, but he can also inhale and spell Kirby, and can float like a balloon. Oh yeah, Kirby has the ability to fly. Why do I keep forgetting things? Anyway, once you learn the pattern, he's not too hard to beat. Trust me, he's not. I just suck right now. Once you've beaten him, you get a cutscene where Kirby puts a starlight back on the Fountain of Dreams, and everything is now okay. Until... uh-oh. Nightmare. King DDD spits Kirby into the sky along with the starlight to fight Nightmare. It's a little hard, but because I'm obviously good at Kirby, I was able to beat him in the first phase. The second one is... well... another boss. Once you defeat him, along with parts of the moon, the game ends. Oh yeah, at the end of each level, you get a bonus game for a chance to get points, or an extra life. Why is my memory bad? Anyway, this is Retrominimii, signing out. Hit it, Shadow Zap! Do you mind if I call you Zap? ZPA rearranged. I hope you don't mind. Special thanks for the sit-in. Hit it! Kirby! What can I say about Mario? He is the most iconic video game character of all time, with some of the most important games in history, the Super Mario Bros. Trilogy, and the Lost Levels. Yeah, I love that game. All of you haters are bad at Mario. Ha! And then the Super Nintendo came out with Super Mario World, truly a masterpiece. Apart from Spyro, Sonic CD, and Super Smash Bros. It seemed to have a lot. Magic Capes, Koopas without a shell, Resentment. We even get a rideable dinosaur named Yoshi, the selling point of the game. Now, if only we had a game starring Yoshi as the main character, but in the past. Whoa! A prequel was then made, Yoshi's Island for Super NES. Released on August 5th, 1995 in Japan, October 4th, 1995 in North America, and October 5th, 1995 in Europe.
Alright, Joe, why are you playing teensy weensy baby games where you can play manly games like Ultra Beast, Gauntlet? Gauntlet? What? TF2 and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle!
Anyway, like I said, this game is a prequel. Tell the backstory of... Whoa! Super Mario World 2? Is this a sequel? I thought it was a prequel. This doesn't have anything to do with Super Mario World. Where do Koopa live? The time limit. The Super Mushroom. Well, unless you count the mushroom houses at the end of the game. Oh, look what you did! You made me spoil the game. Thanks a lot, Nintendo. I hate you. I'm sorry. Anyway, the story begins with a store carrying two babies, Mario and Luigi, until a magic Koopa named Kamek kidnapped Luigi while Mario fell. But somehow, Mario survives from a great height and landed on Yoshi's back. If only. He then brings back Mario to the other Yoshis to figure out what to do with the baby. Why don't you eat him? Then, the baby seems to know where Luigi is because of telekinesis, Pokemons, hedgehogs, and now babies? And thus, the adventure begins. Now, as I mentioned in my little rant, besides the coins dripping on enemies, and some of the enemies themselves, gameplay-wise, it really doesn't deserve the Super Mario World 2 title. It's very different from Mario World. Not that it's a bad thing though. The new gameplay is good. Yoshi has some new moves with him now. He can eat enemies and turn them into eggs. Wait, isn't Yoshi a boy? How can he... never mind. He can throw eggs at enemies, he can ground pound, and flutter jump. Which, trust me, you're gonna be using this a lot. This seems like a great game so far. Right? Baby Mario is on your back the entire time. And once you get hit, Baby Mario goes into this bubble and he starts to cry. You know what? I had to go through piranha plants, giant chomps, and clouds that make everything go trippy, and you get the rest on my back, so shut your meatloaf. While Baby Mario is in the bubble, crying, this timer goes down, and when it reaches 0, these toadies, these toadies will grab Baby Mario, and you lose a life. Can also lose a life by getting crushed or touching spikes. I just really want to meet the developers and tell them what a great job they did on trying to kill me. So yeah, you could die quite a bit, but does that make the platforming any less exciting? Sort of, but I'll get to that later. There are also morph bubbles in some levels that will transform Yoshi into a car, helicopter, mole tank, submarines, and train. These are a nice way to keep the stages interesting. There are also 2 other transformations. A star power that lets you play as Baby Mario for a short time while making you invincible, having a cape, or letting you run up walls. You don't come across it often, but makes things a bit fun. Unless you hear nothing but spikes. So you better hurry up or else you're gonna die. Yoshi can also ski. Screw the skin sections. Thankfully, only appears once. There are winter clouds, and when you throw an egg at them, you get a goodie, like a flower, stars to refill and increase this timer, 1-ups, and others. Once you've beaten a level, you get a scoreboard based on how many flowers you collected, how much of the timer is filled, and how many hidden red coins are collected. Now, let's take a break from the gameplay for a bit, and talk about the visuals and music. The developers wanted a pre-rendered graphics, like Donkey Kong Country, but Shigeru Miyamoto wanted a crane drawing style. Shigeru Miyamoto, you're a genius! Shout the Hedgehog anyone? I really like this graphic design. Everything's big, bright, and colourful, making everything look adorable like those Shy Guys, and the fat ones.
Just look at them go.
Especially those giants... what? This game also uses the Super FX chip, which allows for bigger and more detailed sprites, and 3D polygons. In the pause menu, look at the move. The music is great, especially the electric theme. Also, I never noticed this part in a mini-boss theme until recording. Now, the difficulty. And boy, do I have something to say. I already mentioned the scheme, the spikes and getting crushed. Baby Mario! But there's more. Some level are auto-scrollers. Screw them. Those fuzzies can make everything look really trippy, and it makes playing the game very awkward. These spike enemies can't be eaten or be killed with an egg. You have to avoid them, which at times is hard to do. These mice aren't too bad, but those noises are irritating. And these plays when you're on the ice too! Really? But those bandits, are just the worst. They come out of nowhere, they just won't die with one jump. And they even steal Baby Mario, so you had to hit this again. Just die already, will ya? But the worst level out of all of them is a very long cave. For one, it's an auto-scroller, which is enough to make my blood boil. But it doesn't just go left to right or vice versa. Oh no! It goes up, down, left, right, up, left, down, right, and everywhere. It's a bit slow, so why is it a problem? Because there are multiple paths. But oh no, don't go that way. This stage has to keep moving wherever it wants to go. At least the forts and castles are fun. They always look really scary. Is that missing now? Hey everybody, it's the Mess No Good Show! Hey, oh my god! Look at Yoshi! He's having a seizure! It must be from those fuzzies! Anyway, these are great fun. They're hard, but not too hard. In most areas. And while they can be a bit mazy at times, it's not too annoying. Is mazy a real word? I'm not saying that it's super hard. It just goes easy to hard, like a video game should. Just be careful, cause it'll throw you off guard. Anyway, on to the bosses. Now, I won't go over every boss like I usually do. This may make some of you very happy, but I'll be back. Anyway, they're all pretty fun. These enemies can be affected by Kavek's magic, making them larger. They're all really challenging and great. They all have different ways to defeat them. But Kavek doesn't affect this frog. Instead, it's you. And he eats you. And you fight it. In its belly.
Get in my belly!
Ew. Oh, and there's also Naval Piranha. Now everyone says that this boss is really hard, so you really... Oh. Oh my. The final level is short, and I mean really short. And, while not really hard, I had some intense moments. At the end of this annoying part, you get to fight Kamek himself. I mean Bowser. Baby Bowser. Aww. So he had to fight Baby Bowser in a pretty easy boss fight. But then, oh my god, Bigger Strikes is right. This boss consists of you throwing eggs at Baby Bowser. But, while he's big, he's too far away, making it hard to know where to aim. And he moves towards you! Ah! Die, 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 die! Whew! After that, you rescue baby Luigi and the stork that was carrying the babies. Because evil! The credits roll, and baby Mario and baby Luigi gets delivered to their parents' house. And now what? What do? Can't do anything. Retrominimii, signing out. Oh yeah, there's also the Game Boy Advance remake. I recommend getting this one because of its portability and better sound quality. I didn't know where to put this in a script, so this is last minute addition. Buy it! Anyone remember Super Smash Bros. Brawl? Man, this game takes me back.
Oh, Retro. What does this have to do with anything with Kid Icarus? Are you reviewing 2 games at once? You already done that before, haven't you? When are you gonna review the Smash Bros. Series?
You see, this game showed the return of Pit from Kid Icarus.
I know that, but we haven't got a new Kid Icarus game since Uprising, and when are they gonna make a new game?
I don't know.
I'm just gonna review 2 games at once.
This game was mainly created by a single person, Toru Osara. Yoshi Sakamoto, who just finished the work on Metroid, saw this and decided to bring the Metroid team out to help. And then it was released on the Famicom Disk System as Light Mythology, Palutena's Mirror, where it got save files. And we got passwords instead! Kid Icarus was then released in December 19th, 1986 in Japan, February 15th, 1987 in Europe, and July 1st, 1987 in North America. The story begins in an age where gods and humans lived together in a kingdom called Angelland, which was ruled by 2 goddesses, Palutena of the Light and Medusa of the Dark. Palutena loves giving humans happiness, while Medusa loves torturing them. In anger, Palutena turned Medusa into an ugly monster and banished her into the underworld. However, while she was there, she forged an army which outnumbered Palutena's army, and defeated them, as well as kidnapping Palutena and stealing the 3 sacred treasures, the Mirror Shield, the Arrow of Light, and the Wings of Pegasus. Using the last of her strength, Palutena gave Pit, an angel who was locked in a dungeon in the underworld, a bow and an arrow to help him escape, get the 3 sacred treasures, and save Palutena. Will Pit be able to restore Palutena's light and return it to Angelland? Only you can answer that question. I don't know the answer. Anyway, the gameplay is this. Super Mario Bros. 2. No, seriously, look. In case you didn't get the idea, you have to keep going up and up and up. Kinda like Bubsy. You still don't want to fall. Now, it doesn't send you all the way back to the beginning. You just die. Yeah, despite having wings, Pit can fly. So these aren't working? But that's just a half of it. There are these enemies here. Some of them can be killed with 1 hit. So now, the elephant in the room. I suck. Not only that, my weapon sucks too. This bow and arrow have a really short range and can't go through walls. Which means this. A lot. Well, what's next? There are these rooms that when you hey! Why is this empty? Hello? Bill? Bill! Here we go. There are these rooms. This one is where you fight a bunch of noses. And what you get after all of that? Nothing. Nothing! All you get are these hearts that you usually get from defeating enemies. And it's not worth it! All they are is currency. Speaking of which, some rooms will contain black markets and shops. The black markets will sell stuff that are crazy expensive. I'm not getting that. The shops are much more reasonable. Plus, if you hold both A and B together on controller 2, you can haggle to lower the prices, which is neat. But, if you're not strong enough, this guy here will raise the prices. I'll explain the strength in a bit. Now, the music. Ooh, this music. I don't know about the rest of the soundtrack, but I can listen to this all day. And then this track ruins your fun. You have to hide from him and make sure he doesn't see you, because once he does, he sends you these tins after you, and this plays. The only way I could kill him was to do this. Okay, jumping, falling, dying, entering. Oh, what's this? Another arrow? Okay. Oh, green. I like green. This actually increases your attack power so you could do more damage. Pretty cool. There are 4 levels in each of the 4 worlds, with the last level being a fortress. Oh, like Mario. By the way, we're in the underworld. After I got past this checkpoint, tins really start to mess me up. The only chance I have of continuing is this shop. Nope. The only chance I have of continuing is this shop here. I just need one of the 2 items. This bottle and this feather. The feather lets you fly for a short time, and I mean a short time, after falling from this bottomless pit. I guess all these are paying off after all. The bottle refills the life meter after it goes empty, like the fairy in the bottle from Legend of Zelda. Oh yeah, you have a health meter. And it's pathetic. I can only afford one of them, so off I go, I guess. It's still goddamn hard! The feather saves me when I fall, but then I die due to low health. And before I could get my health refilled from the bottle, I fall. This isn't fair! Ugh! Well, I made it through. Oh look, my life bar increased. Thank you! Now, the fortress level is basically a maze. One big confusing maze. Seriously, I can't figure out where I've been. I found this map but it shows nothing. It's basically a blank piece of paper. I need to find something quick before I die. Wait, a shop? Dude, why are you setting up a shop in a fortress? I don't even know if I should be trusting you. Why are you even making me buy all this for? Isn't the whole place in danger? Well, anyway, this douchebag sells you these 2 tins that you will need to help get you through this fortress. The flaming torch that will tell you where you are right now, and this pencil that will tell you where you've been. Like The Legend of Zelda. But I don't have enough hearts. Plus, I'm low on health. So you know what that means. Grinding for hearts. Okay, I'm good to go. I should talk about some of the other rooms. There are these heart spins that will heal you up completely, and every time I go here, I go, yeah! 2 other tins. First, these eggplant wizards. If they hit you with their magic, you turn into an eggplant yourself, and you can't use your bow and arrow. This spell is something that even the hot springs can't remove. You have to go to one of these hospitals to remove it. Secondly, the mallets. There are these centurions everywhere that have been turned into stone by Medusa. While on your journey, you will collect these mallets by touching these herbs to turn the enemies into mallets. Don't question it. I didn't even know what they were for until now. Just turn the centurions back to normal. They can help you out during the boss fights. Once you find the boss room, you fight, well, a boss. This one is Twin Bellows, a giant dog with 2 heads that spit out fire, and is the same height as Pet apparently. Anyway, just hit him a few times, try not to get hit yourself, crash boom bang, he's dead. And you get one of his 3 sacred treasures. Whoa, look at that! Maybe I overdid it with the grinding. Now that's what I call a life bar. Still need to refill it though. Anyway, the second world is the overworld, and more Mario 2. The this is too much like other games. Mario and Zelda. What's next? Metroid? Anyway, I don't think I'll make it with this much hot spin! Oh! This world isn't too bad. It's much easier than the first one. Why can't this be the first world? After a while, I came across this training room where I had to avoid these things. Shouldn't be too hard. Ah, jeez, what am I doing? How do I avoid these things? Somehow, I survived this training, and I got a choice of one of these 3 weapons. So I chose the Sacred Bow. And holy DSi XL! This bow is amazing. It shoots faster and its range is improved by 1,000. It's so much easier with this. Nothing really happens for a while until the next training room. And I think I got it down. To avoid most of these things, just duck down and move around the corner where they spawn. And, well, trust your instincts. Also, jump when necessary. Anyway, I won again and I got the protective crystal. What? It isn't doing anything. Why? Well, I should buy some health anyway. Wait, now? Now it activates? Well, this gives you 2 crystals that will protect you from smaller enemies. But not all the time, and it doesn't protect you 100%. Still pretty neat. Well, on to the fortress. Where are my powers? Where's my crystals? Where's my long-ranged arrows? Why are they gone? Anyway, this fortress is pretty much the same. Same goes for the difficulty. What's different though is the boss. Hudra, the windless dragon. I've been here about a dragon coming back, people, am I right? He jumps around the place, which is easy enough to dodge. A few hits to the head should do, but it takes forever. Okay, on to World 3, the Sky World. It's going! But this time, it's easy with all my new weapons, and lots of increased health. In fact, this is the easiest world in the whole game. That's my problem. Unlike Yoshi's Island, if you watched my review, where the game was harder as you go, which is what a video game should do, Kid Icarus starts very unfair, but then it gets too forgiving. Plus, this is the happiest music I heard in an NES game in a while. Probably too happy, but hey, there was pretty jolly music for something called the Underworld. So I got more strength, I came across another training room, and I won the final weapon I don't have, the fire or flaming arrows. Unlike the protective crystal, I need to heal to activate it. Okay, going through what? Metroids? Mario, Zelda, Metroid. Great job on keeping its own identity. After a nice dip in the hot spring, we can now see what this does. Okay, so this goes through smaller enemies while it kills it. Cool. The fortress is, well, the fortress. Again, the same difficulty, so I can't say anything about it. The boss here is Pandora, not to be confused with Pandora's box. She turns invisible at times and you have to avoid these 2 bubbles. Can't really say much here, just avoid and shoot. And after that, we get equipped with the 3 sacred treasures. The wings of Pegasus allows Pet to fly. The mirror shield blocks enemy fire, and the light arrows can hit multiple enemies at once. Oh, and did I mention, you can fly further than the stage. However, you move very slow, and you can only fire 1 arrow at a time. Plus, there's no way of healing in the stage. And once you lose all of your health, you go back to the start of the stage. So be very careful. Nothing else to say here. It's basically a standard side-scroll space shooter. If Pit moved faster and had a better fire rate, this would probably be the best stage in the game. And after that, you fight Medusa, this one-eyed freak.
Not bad for a guy with 1 eye!
Ah, jeez! What am I doing? Why is there a giant flying snake? Stop shooting at me! Oh no, I'm dead now! Okay, I figured it out. Using your shield, you can block these projectiles. Go up to the top, and when you go down, shoot an arrow in her eye. Then go back up, rinse and repeat. Keep an eye on the sneaker as well. And after all of that effort, you beat Medusa, save Palutena, and get an ending, where I got to become a god captain. The credits roll, and... Push start? Why? I'm back where I'm started. But my health, strength, and weapons are all still here! Take that, World 1! Remember that ending we just got? Well, there are actually 5 endings. So this is basically another chance to get the best ending. So, here's what you have to do. Get all 3 weapons. Okay, got that. Have 5 segments in your health meter. Okay, done. Have 5 arrows listed for your strength. Okay, I must have missed that one. And have 999 hearts when you defeat Medusa. Definitely not. Well, either way, I'm too lazy to do that again. This is Retrominimii, signing out. Oh! Hey guys, remember that comment I made back in the Sonic Mania review? Sometimes when we, the fans, ask for games, we just don't get them. Super Mario Galaxy 3, a remastered Spyro trilogy, a remastered Spyro trilogy, a remastered Spyro trilogy. Yeah, I am a little hyped up. If you know Crash Bandicoot, this may sound similar. There were 3 Spyro games, originally for the PlayStation 1, 2 weird but okay PlayStation 2 games, some meh Game Boy Advance games, and this one, a DS game. In which, what is the Spyro gameplay? And then the Legend of Spyro. I don't want to say much about them except for this. Spark's voice is different in all 3 of them.
Seeing and catching are 2 different things, a big boy.
It's dangerous for any of us to be outside at night.
You might want to stand back. This can get weird.
I'm confused on why they thought this was okay. And then Skylanders happened, which I consider its own series, so yeah. Ignoring the Skylanders series, we haven't seen a Spyro game since 2008. A whole decade. Lots of people, except for me as you can see, believe that the franchise was dead. My friend thought it was dead. Though to be fair, he doesn't play Spyro. But boy, were they wrong. As you may or may have known by now, I love Spyro! A remastered Spyro trilogy. That's it. Where's my Spyro trilogy? That glides. Let me get what I need to get. Truly a masterpiece. Apart from Spyro, Sonic CD, and Super Smash Bros. I've been here about a dragon coming back, people, am I right? And it all started with this game. Spyro the Dragon. Developed by Insomniac Games, who previously did the first-person shooter called Disruptor. And that's it. Spyro was the second game. Nowadays, they're known for the Ratchet & Clank series. A pretty good series of games. And then it was released in September 19th, 1998 in North America, October 23rd, 1998 in Europe, and April 1st, 1999 in Japan. I was gonna do an April Fool's joke, but I got nothing, so... 48! The story begins with a dragon being interviewed because the show's going bankrupt. And when Nasty Gnorc, or
The Nasty Gnorc,
gets brought up, another dragon steps in and calls him simple, no threats, and ugly. Offended by this, Nasty Gnorc turns everyone into crystals. I mean, you kinda saw something coming. He did come ugly. You think he was just gonna ignore it? But, of course, a dragon named Spyro manages to escape since he is small.
Looks like I've got some things to do.
This game, if you can already have tell, has voice acting. And, while terrible voice acting, it's nice. It's certainly better than text of dialogue. I'm looking at you, Final Fantasy! But I don't like Spyro's voice. He sounds like a small brat.
What about Nasty Gnorc? I'm going after him.
Anyway, this game is a 3D collectathon platformer. You have 6 homeworlds, each with 5 levels. The Artisans, Peacekeepers, Magic Crafters, Beastmakers, Dreamweavers, and Nasty's world. In each world, as well as the home world, the basic goal is to reach this
vortex thingamajigger,
and that's it. But on the way, you must save these dragons that have been turned into crystal. Once you do so, you'll get a taste of the voice acting. Some of them gives you hints on how to play the game.
For the longest glide, press the X button at the top of a jump, and try pressing the triangle button to drop down in mid-flight.
Some are just there for no reason.
Ever since you're a wee puff of smoke, we've known,
You've known?
I forget.
And there's...
Thank you for releasing me.
that. Every single time.
Thank you for releasing me.
Saving dragons aren't the only thing you have to do here. The other collectibles are gems and dragon eggs. The dragon eggs are found by these egg thieves. Once you see them, you will have to chase after it, and remember the sound they make. Always remember. The gems are usually just lying around, but some can be found in various types of treasure chests, and some are collected by defeating enemies. Most of them look the same. Some are easy, some are hard, but all of them either target or taunt you, instead of the usual move in a straight line. Spyro has a couple of moves. Your attacks are using your fire breath and charging. This move is also used for getting around places faster, because really, you don't want to just walk over there. Oh no, let's run! There are also enemies that you can only flame or charge into. You can also dodge roll. I've forgotten this move even existed. And the best move ever, gliding. Big ledge over there? Not a problem. Just use your little dragon wings to glide over there. You are also accompanied by Sparks the Dragonfly. He can collect gems down there, which is very handy. He's also your life bar. Every time you take damage, he will go from yellow to blue to green, and then he's gone. And Spyro is completely vulnerable to all attacks. The only way you can get Sparks back and heal him is to feed him butterflies. You get them from killing small animals. Don't question it. Overall, pretty sweet moves.
Oh, thank you for releasing me.
Because of gliding, we got very large levels. Normally, video games have poor draw distances, so they blur out the distance in which we called fog. But in this game, there is no fog. The objects in the distance will have pretty bad textures, but will become more detailed as you get closer, making this the first PS1 game to do this. Not to mention how lovely this game looks. It has that medieval feeling which suits the game very well.
Thank you for releasing me.
And this music. The soundtrack was composed by Stuart Copeland, who was the drummer for the British rock band The Police. He makes this soundtrack have its own Spyro feeling. I know it doesn't make any sense, but listen to it and you'll know what I mean. Before I continue, I should also mention how the control feels, mainly the charge attack. It's fine for the most part, but it slides a whole lot when you're on the slope or just turning, and it can mess you up a little bit. The levels themselves are good. Like I said, they're very open world. There isn't a whole lot to do except save dragons and collect gems, but I still love exploring the levels. Even the home worlds are levels filled with enemies. Can't even let me rest without running into these giant ugly frogs. Anyway, some levels have their own gimmick to keep the game interesting, like the supercharge ramps that will let you charge really fast and go places you couldn't go normally. And it's just so fun.
Thank you for releasing me.
Would you go away? The levels look pretty good. Each one has its own feeling, its own atmosphere. Grass, town, bog, harbor, it's all really well done. Any levels I don't like? Well, yes. Treetops. I really hate this level. There's a dragon over there on that spot, but it's too far to glide to. So you have to use the supercharge ramps. But it's not just one, you have to use all of them. And it's not as easy as it looks. And this is probably where I should tell you what happened. I lost too many lives just from that and got a game over. I then decided to call it a day and come back the next day. But when I did, it turns out that somehow I forgot to save. So I had to do all that again.
Well, you could have found an easier spot to get stuck.
There are also two different types of levels in each world. There are the flight levels where Spyro can actually fly. In here, you will have a timeline to go through a group of rings and fly in 3 different groups, and it's just so much fun. There are also boss levels where you fight, well, the boss. They're all pretty easy. They have the same method of you flaming or charging them. They run, you catch up, rinse and repeat till they die. Now, before we tackle the boss, I would like to show you some of the dragon's voice lines that we'll make fun of. Enjoy!
Where's Nasty Nork? I'll torch him.
Keep your horns on, Spyro!
This guy thinks he's so cool. You don't know what it's been like listening to him over and over.
Oh yeah, I just can't imagine what it's like.
I can imagine that.
Yeah, so can I think of someone who is strictly as annoying as this guy?
Shut up, you two.
Spyro, you're not afraid of those big, noisy, gigantic, awful beasts, are you?
You're not afraid of dragons, are you?
Of course not.
I always believed in you, Spyro.
You gotta believe.
Spyro, it's great to see you, but I've got to go.
Really? Is that all you gotta say?
Thank you for releasing me.
I didn't ask for you! Nasty Nork is almost as easy as the other bosses. You chase down 2 T's that are holding a key, you chase after Nasty and flame or charge him a few times, and boom! He's dead. A cutscene happens, the credits roll, no sheep were harmed during the making of this game, and the game ends. Or so you thought. There's one more level, but to unlock it, you will have to save all the dragons, collect all the gems, and save all of the dragon eggs.
Come back when you have reached 100%.
Yeah, I was a bit nuts. Oh, and by the way, you can fly forever in the stage! It's even better than the flight stages! All you have to do is get the keys from the T's again, all while collecting a buttload of gems. Woohoo! After that, another cutscene happens, and then the game ends.
Uh-oh. Here we go again!
Wait, I have to do it again? Huh, apparently not. One more tip! If you press L1 and triangle on the title screen, you can play a demo of Crash 3 Warped. Huh, the jet ski level. Okay, let's see what I can do. This video is over. Retrominimii signing out. Okay, 1 down, 2 more to go. Who am I kidding? 3 more to go. You thought I was gonna end it here, huh? Well, you thought wrong. I've got a PlayStation 4. Yeah. Who's laughing now, Noato?
Jealous?
Although you probably don't care. I had fun with Spyro 1, don't get me wrong, but there are definitely some changes needed to be made. Mostly Spyro himself.
Bring him on! I think I smell a barbecue.
So then Spyro 2, Gateway to Glimmer, or Ripto's Rage, your choice, was released on the PS1 in November 22nd, 1999 in North America, November 5th, 1999 in Europe, and March 19th, 2000 in Japan. So is Spyro 2 any better? Let's find out. The story begins with Spyro and Spot, who is tired of the constant rain and decides to go to Dragon Shores for vacation. But instead, he gets brought to Avalon by Lord of Fun, which is half goat, half human? Hunter the Cheetah and Professor the, well, Professor. They need Spyro's help getting rid of Ripto, the dinosaur? He looks more like a unicorn. So now it's Spyro's job to defeat Ripto, save Avalok, and get back to his vacation. Definitely a big improvement on the story. But how does the game play? Well, it's good, oh my god, it's big improvement, so good, oh! Everything that was a problem in Spyro 2 is now gone, and everything else is just better. No more slippery movement when charging or just barely reaching ledges. Spyro controls so much better. As for those large gaps, we've now got a hover move to give Spyro some extra height. Even Spyro's voice is better. This time instead of Carlos this guy. We've now got Tom Kenny, who also voiced SpongeBob SquarePants himself.
Where's Nasty Nork? I'll torch him.
Okay, no problem. I'll collect a few talismans, give Ripto the old hot foot, and be in Dragon Shores by lunchtime.
Let me tell you, going to Spyro 1 to this, oh, it feels so good. Now this time, we have 3 homeworlds, Summer Forest, Autumn Plains, and Winter Tundra. For some reason, there's no spring. And guess what? Unlike Spyro 1, these homeworlds are safe. Thank you! In the levels, your main objective is to help the people of each level with their problems and get a talisman from them. Along the way, you will have to collect the gems once again, and these orbs by doing certain challenges. Flame a few gem lamps, beat someone in a game of hockey, keep the turtles away from the cauldron from being delicious hot spicy turtle soup! You know, the usual stuff. These challenges bring a lot of variety and most of them are hard. For better or for worse.
Trouble with the trolley, eh?
Now, remember the gems in the last game? Well, in here, you actually get to use them instead of, you know, keeping them. Moneybags the Bear will teach you how to use these 3 moves in exchange for some of your gems. These moves are swimming, climbing, and head bashing. These are some pretty cool moves, but it's not just moves he charged you for. You also have to pay him just to open up the path. What a jerk! It just makes me want to kick his butt and send it to the moon where he shall never be seen again and eat nothing but cheese because that's what the moon is made of, and he will watch Sailor Moon for eternity, which is an anime that I have never watched before, so I don't even know why I'm bringing this up. These moves also add a bit of backtracking. Now normally, backtracking in video games is usually the worst. But here, it's done really well. It's not often that you have to go back to, say, a high ledge with climbable walls to where the gems are, although there is one level which backtracking is a pain. Fracture Hills.
Thank you for releasing me.
The level is fine-ish, but there's this challenge where you have to escort an old man to a hunter, who has his feet stuck in concrete by the old man. But the path he takes is unbelievable. Now after you've done this challenge, Hunter will offer you another challenge, in which you need a head bash for, which you probably won't have by then. So when you go back, you will have to do it all over again. Other than that, backtracking is good in this game. There is one cool move that you don't have to pay moneybags for, besides the hover move. And that is Sparks actually pointing to where the gems are. Thank the savior of gaming! Now I don't have to run around like an idiot looking for that one gem that I missed. Anyway, the levels! I probably should have talked about them earlier. Since we're not in the Dragon Worlds, there's now more room for variety. And oh boy, there's a lot of variety. Beaches, water, harbor, ice, robots, gem harvesters, farm, and freaking lava! Safe to say, there's variety up to Insanity Beaches. To add to the variety, there are also these power gates that are activated when you collect enough of these living souls from the enemies. These powers range from flight, supercharge, invincibility, super flame breath, super ice breath, and sprint. Yay. If there's one thing this game has gone for, it's variety. No 2 levels are the same, they're constantly doing something different, and it doesn't come off as annoying. except for Fracture Hills. Oh, and the cutscenes before and after each level is pretty nice, even if some of them are pretty dark. I'm sorry, I should have mentioned this earlier. I'm a pretty unorganized little fellow, you see. And speaking of being unorganized, I forgot to mention the soundtrack. Stuart Copeland returned, and it's better than before. You're the man, Copeland! By the way, fun fact, while I was looking him up on Wikipedia, I learned that his birthday was on the exact same day as my birthday, July 16th. I'm the composer of Spyro. Anyway, back to the levels! The flight levels make a return. They're now called Speedways, which is a name I like a bit more. They're the same in theory, but a bit better. Plus, Spyro can do a supercharge anywhere in the speed levels, which is definitely great to have. And they've even got a hidden mission for each speedway, which changes up a bit, for better or for worse. There are also these skill points. What's a skill point? Think of it as the early days of PlayStation trophies. They're basically achievements. Land on a Tiki statue? Skill point. Beat a certain time in a speedway level? Skill point. Get a perfect score in a hockey game? Skills and skill points. They're a nice distraction, but they don't offer anything but pictures. Still, at least they're better than PS trophies, am I right? Someone give me a high five. Now, boss time. The bosses here are actually challenging and fun. There's only 3 of them, but they're certainly better than that. The first 2 bosses are okay, not bad, but not the most amazing bosses I've ever seen. Ripto, the final boss, is pretty cool. You use some of the orbs you've collected to gain some of the power-up gate abilities to attack him. The first phase is just him. The second one is him on top of a metallic version of Gulp. Oh, by the way, the first 2 bosses are called Crush and Gulp. I should have said that. And the final phase is him on top of some metallic bird. And then BOOM! There he goes. Never to be seen again. I hope. A cutscene happens, the credits roll, and that ends the game. Or so you thought. After you've defeated Ripto, you get to go to Dragon Shores. You know, the place Spyro wanted to go from the beginning. It's not really worth it. You get to play some mini game which ranges from absolutely nothing to all just to get these golden tokens, and when you collect all 10 of them, you get to watch any and all of the game's cutscenes. That's it! But hey, if you collect all the gems and the orbs, you get infinite super flame breath. It's pretty cool to have. Okay, it's awesome, but if you made it this far, you've done everything. Well, maybe except for the skill points, but they're useless as well. And so this infinite power-up is kind of useless. If you ask me, the real bonuses are the cheat codes. There were cheat codes in Spyro 1, which I forgot to mention. I am bad at videos! All they did was give you 99 lives and the ability to go to any homeworld you want right from the start. In Spyro 2, you could change Spyro's color, make him flat, give him all the moves right from the start, make him have a giant head. Cool. They're pretty useless, but they're really fun nonetheless. Variety. That's the thing that this game gracefully improves on. In Spyro 1, you did the same stuff in very similar levels, but in Spyro 2, you're constantly doing different challenges in different levels. If you like Spyro 1, you should definitely get this game. I recommend it. By the way, just like the last game, press L1, R2, and square on the title screen, and you can play a demo of Crash Team Racing. Now, I hear that this game is really good. Oh, wow. These controls are way too tight, and the drifting just feels bad. I'm trying to do a boost, but it just won't let me. Okay, I can do this. I can win. Oh. Let's try again. I can do this. I don't think it's that great. My favorite is still Mario Kart and F-Zero. Retrominimii signing out. Oh boy, I've been wanting to review this game for some time now. Before all of this starts, I just want to say I love this game. I really love this game. This is my favorite game of all time, just rivaling the whole Smash Bros. Series. This was the first game I've ever played on my sister's PlayStation 1. But apparently, not a lot agree. A lot of people hated this game for being too similar to Gateway Glimmer, or Ripto's Rage. But to that, I have two things to say. One, you're very wrong. This game has plenty of new content, but I'll get to that later. And two, I don't hear people complaining about Crash Rewarped. This game started development immediately around after Spyro 2, for about 10.5 months. That is a bit impressive. And then it was released on the PlayStation 1, once again, in October 24th, 2000 in North America, and November 10th, 2000 in Europe. And yeah, I didn't forget, this one was not released in Japan. At all. Huh. Fun fact! Did you know that the reason they released this in the year 2000 was because that was literally the year of the dragon in the Chinese zodiac calendar? I did. Are you happy for me? So, is this game any good? Well, I did already tell you the answer, but watch the video anyway. That's what you're here for, right? The story begins with the dragons sleeping with their eggs. Oh, and Hunter's here too. Don't ask why, he just is. A bunny named Bianca and a species known as the Rhinox steal all of the eggs for a sorceress called the Sorceress, and hides them all over the other side of the world, known as the Forgotten Worlds. The other dragons then send Spyro and the Hunter to get the eggs because they are the only ones who can fit down the hole. And so it's Spyro's job to save the eggs and, you know the rest by now. There are 4 homeworlds this time. Sunrise Spring Home, Midday Garden, Evening Lake, and Midnight Mountain. And just like the last game, they're all very different. The levels, I forgot to add that in the script, the levels are different. We've now got skateboard parks, swamps, ghost ships, tombs, mines, and more speedways, but I'll get to that later. While I still think the hate for this game is overrated, they're not wrong. To a certain extent. It's definitely very similar to Spyro 2. Scratch that, the physics are the same, but there is a lot of differences here. Instead of orbs and talismans, your objectives are the eggs. You can get them by getting to the end of the level, completing certain challenges which are separated by these mini portals, leaving lots more room for, you've guessed it, variety, and finding them out in the open. To be honest, I prefer the challenges here than in Spyro 2. But that's probably my nostalgia talking. I like the fast water movement ones, I like the epic dragons fights, I like the skateboarding ones, the best part about the game, and I like the supercharged ones. Oh, and the thieves are back. Screw you too, developers. I like them all. Except for 2 of them. First, the cannon challenge in the tombs. Would you stop shooting and die? Second, boxing with Bentley the Yeti. What? I didn't mention him? Oh. Okay, then I'll come back to this in a bit then. To keep the game fresh, like a fish, there are 5 playable characters excluding Spyro. Moneybags is back. I hate you developers. While he doesn't teach you move, because you get them right at the start anyway, you still have to pay him to open up the paths, and, this time, free the playable characters. First is Sheila. Her abilities are to kick enemies with her feet and do a really high jump. Next is Sergeant Bud. He can shoot missiles and fly. He is living proof that penguins can fly. Next, there's Bentley. He can hit enemies with his club and his levels are a little slow paced. But come on, he's not that bad. I'm nearly there, hold on. Next up is Agent 9. He can shoot with his laser gun and I don't like him. Well, I like him as a character, but he's not the best in terms of gameplay. Especially when I can barely hit my target. Ratchet & Clank this certainly isn't. And last is Sparks, who you don't have to free. His levels are top-down shooters. He shoots. Yeah, okay. Besides Spyro, his levels are the best in the game. I really like them. Plus, once you've beaten a level, Sparks get a new ability. Collecting gems from further away, pointing the gems even though you had that at the start of Spyro 2, taking an extra hit, breaking open any baskets, and warping to any level. All of these characters are a good idea since Spyro didn't have any hands to hold anything. Unboxing with Bentley is a right roll of pain in the brain! I don't have a brain! The punches are delayed. They don't go far enough to hit the other Yeti. He almost always hits you. And there's a harder one that you had to do to get the eggs. And I did it on my first try. Let's talk about the Speedway levels. They're back, and they are officially my favorite levels. They're the same as the last game, but now there's races and amazing music. Speaking of which, the soundtrack was, once again, done by Stu Copeland, who also worked with Ryan Beveridge, and together, they made one of the best soundtracks of any video game ever. I should also mention that some songs were reused in other levels in the game. Personally, I don't mind this. The music they reuse are better choices than some of the music that was gonna be in said level. Except for one in particular, but I'll get to that in just a second. The bosses here are the perfect difficulty. The first one is a bit easy, and the rest gets harder as you go on. They're also very terrifying. Keep away from me! And the final boss... What? Out of all the music to reuse, why the first homeworld? Couldn't you have used one of the bosses? Well, anyway, the sorceress herself is quite disappointing actually. You use the vehicles from some of the challenges to defeat her, but it's not very fun to use, at least not with this fight. Anyway, you beat the sorceress, a cutscene happens where Spyro is looking for Hunter only to find out that he's with Bianca who, spoilers, turns good towards the end. The credits roll, you're welcome developers, and the game ends. Or so you probably knew I was gonna say that. First things first, after you beat the sorceress, you get to torture money bags. Yeah! This is what you get for all the crap you give me in Spyro 2 and this game. I can't wait to do this game Reignite Trilogy! There is also a portal that leads to Skylands, I mean the super bonus round. But to access it, you have to collect all the eggs and all the gems. And, you know what? I like it. It's better than Dragon Shores. Just like Spyro 1, your goal is to collect all the gems. And guess what? You can't fly forever here. Got you for a second, didn't I? There are also some more challenges to get even more gems. They're all harder versions of the original ones. 2 of them are alright, but then there's a skateboard race. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it! Even just one mistake will cost you an entire race, and you have to win first place! And after all that, you get to fight the sorceress. Again. It's even more boring than before. After you defeated her, again, you will get the last dragon egg, and the last cutscene happens, which isn't really worth it. Oh, and the skill points are back. Yay! The cheat codes are back again too. They're the same as the last game, only this time with 2 new cheat codes. First is the skateboard is now a squid. Oh my god. The second is the voice test. No, not sound test. Unfortunately, you can't listen to the soundtrack from the pause menu. This lets you listen to the voice lines of the NPCs of the level you're in. Also, I found this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. I won't do it again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Uh-oh. I don't think this is supposed to happen. Help. 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 I don't think this is meant to happen. Help me. Help. Someone help me. Buy this game. I didn't know what else to say. I don't know, guys. Personally, I still don't get the hate that this game has. Maybe it's because it's the very first game I ever played. Maybe it's because the soundtrack is one of my favorites. Maybe it's the same reason I like New Super Luigi U or the Lost Levels. But really? Come on, guys. Maybe, to you, it's not the best game, but it's not bad either. Spyro 1 was good. Spyro 2 was great. But Spyro 3 is a masterpiece. Spyro is still great, the extra playable characters are a nice change of pace, the soundtrack is awesome, and it's really fun to play. And quoting everyone never gets old either.
Let me catch my breath and I'll kick that other guy's butt. I'm sorry. That was the ugliest chicken I've ever seen. Ow! I went boom again.
Time to kick some sorceress butt.
I can't wait to play this in the Reignited trilogy. Wait, it's been out for 3 months already? Oh, just like before, press L1, R2, and triangle, and you can play a demo of Crash Bash. It's a good party game. Not great, not bad. Retrominimii signing out. You know, it's funny. Going through the whole game without one...
Thank you for releasing me.